You can reach them at 242-356-0249.
Peace 107.5 FM, the air of success.
We are in the 5 o'clock hour, and if it's 5 o'clock, it's hard copy. Hard Copy is a presentation of the McKinney Media Group. Copyrights 2016, all rights reserved. The views, statements, and opinions of guests expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of the host, sponsors, or operators of this radio station. No part of this program may be copied or reproduced in full or in part without the express written consent of the producers, the McKinney Media Group. This is Hard Copy on the McKinney Broadcasting Radio Network. Hard Copy seeks to lay out the facts in simple fashion for the inclusion of all Bahamians and Bahamians at heart. The focus every day to move forthright in our manner to build a progressive and developing country. Our desire is for a Bahamas with a competent, skillful, and productive workforce. We want a country that can feed and sustain itself. We want a country with a brilliant visionary action plan that's ready to embrace a future of hope and prosperity. We encourage like-minded Bahamians to participate with intelligent and honest contributions. After all, my friends, we have a country to build. We've got jobs and industry to create, a people to inspire and empower. And generations of born and unborn Bahamians, we the people must protect and plan for. And if not you, then who? If not now, then when? Today on Hard Copy, time continues to tick away. We know what the day is. It's 16 days. There are 15 days thereabouts. People are still complaining, but we've got so many other things to talk about on Hard Copy today.
The best insurance in town is Advantage Insurance on Collins Avenue. They are simply the best because they provide easy, affordable insurance rates for home, car, business, or whatever is valuable or important to you. Advantage Insurance and Brokers, 61 Collins Avenue, is the fastest, most progressive insurance company in the Bahamas because they really take care of you by making insurance totally affordable. Call them now at 356-0285 or 6, or email them at info@advantagebahamas.com.
New, only from Commonwealth Bank, our Visa debit card with chip technology. Now you can shop safer, easier, everywhere. We're one of the only banks in the Bahamas giving you EMV chip technology on your debit card for more security and fraud protection on your purchases, greater convenience where you shop, and easier acceptance worldwide. So shop safer with the Commonwealth Bank Visa debit card. Request yours today.
How the exercise going? Not too good. What happened? Well, you know, Mr. Junior make me one treadmill. Make? You know how he like tinker. Anyhow, he built this treadmill and he hook it up to one of them clothesline, which you could spin. You know the kind what I mean? You made the one what look like the upside down umbrella? That's the one. He figure that since I was working out, I just power up one of them clothesline. So he hook it up direct to the treadmill. Oh, so whilst you're walking, clothes spinning. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to you, eh? You know how heavy wet clothes is? But anyhow, I right there struggling to get the treadmill going. Slow. She start to go now. The treadmill going and the clothes spinning. This time now I building up speed. I running now. I running. The clothes spinning fast now. You're flying now. Yes, and so was the clothes. You would have thought he had enough sense to screw the thing down, eh? The clothes gone? I see where they lying yet. So what you gonna do? Go back to Superwash where I should have gone in the first beginning. Superwash. They washes your presses and cleans you 24/7.
Based on the premise of anything you can do, we can do better in the Bahamas. The Bahamian Brewery is 100% Bahamian owned and operated. Proud Bahamians making good traditional brews in Grand Bahama, then bottling and shipping throughout our islands. Our thanks to you, Bahamas, for supporting our family of beers and beverages. Sands Light, High Rock, Strong Back, Bush Crack, Sands Pink Rattler, and Triple B. Brewed and bottled here and consumed right here in our Bahamas. Now that's truly Bahamian. The Bahamian Brewery encourages all of its fans to drink in moderation.
Mommy, what does comprehensive mean?
It's when you include everything, not just some things. Why?
I'm reading it on your Facebook page. Your friend Kalina has comprehensive health coverage.
Let me see that. Comprehensive health coverage that includes primary and specialist care, hospitalization, surgical services, overseas care, and rehabilitative services.
So they didn't leave anything out?
They sure didn't. Kalina really is my friend. Talk to Kalina about comprehensive health coverage that won't leave you exposed. Visit kalina.com or find us on Facebook.
I just don't believe it.
What's the matter?
I went to put money on my fixed deposit at my bank, and they ain't even offering me half a 1% interest. Now they got to be joking.
Why don't you try BOB? BOB gives you higher interest on a range of savings and deposits, including short, medium, and long-term investments.
Now, that sounds like my kind of bank.
That's why BOB is my bank.
Earn higher interest on a range of savings and fixed deposits at BOB, your bank of solutions. Some restrictions apply.
Cool Tech Air Conditioning, the #1 Lennox distributor in the Bahamas, offering ductless units fully compact with tubing kit, pre-charged with gas, and a 1-year warranty on parts. Cool Tech is the place where we stock all parts for our unit. Vehicle gas up and diagnostic check. No appointments needed. We also carry central air conditioning systems at affordable prices. Beyond gas, ranging from R22, R410A, and 134A. Cool Tech Air Conditioning, located Tony Williams Darling Highway on the service road. Telephone numbers 341-5665 or 6. Cool Tech Air Conditioning, designed to keep you cool and serviced with a smile.
So where we are right now is we have 75% of all of our customers on. So we're making good progress. It's very much a marathon, not a sprint. So
one thing I recognize is that BPL is doing a hell of a lot to try and restore electricity as quickly as possible.
I hear people talking about, there's a storm, give them time. But the reality is that those people who are without electricity don't have that kind of time.
The timing, it will take some time. I'm hopeful that say by the end of this month, we're looking like, wow, we've just about got everybody. We've just about got everybody.
I don't think the coordination efforts at BPL is being done in a good way.
What has happened is that it is sheer incompetence to have the leadership of BPL in this country. It was incompetence that allowed them to come to the country.
For anybody to think that they're not doing a lot in order to restore electricity to the island of New Providence, I think that those persons are misinformed.
Somehow, they've dropped the ball.
It is Wednesday, the 19th day in the month of October 2016. As you battle the congested city streets in drive home traffic, we have cloudy skies for you this evening. 80 degrees right now in the nation's capital, 76 for the low tonight, and a 30% chance of rain in the forecast. Thank you so much for joining us with the drive home. I'm Steve McKinney. This is Hard Copy. We are brought to you today by Reflections Beauty Salon on Carmichael Road, Cybertech Career College, Easy Life, the new online shopping craze, Bahamian Brewery and Beverages, Commonwealth Bank, Kalina Insurance for comprehensive coverage, Super Wash, you can wash, relax, and eat over at Super Wash, Bank of the Bahamas, the Bank of Solutions, Super Value, the All Bahamian Supermarkets, Vantage Insurance and Brokers, 61 Collins Avenue, Ron's Electric Motors on Claridge and Wolf Road, Sky Bahamas, professionals in every way, every day, Kalina Financial Advisors Limited, C-File, Executive Printers on Jerome Avenue, Cool Tech, the Air Can Do, experts on Tony Williams Darling Highway, and of course McKinney Media Group for the best results in advertisements. Call us today on Hard Copy, 325-0235 or 6, 325-0242 or 43, and 325-0252 or 53. You can WhatsApp and text us right now at 376-9234. Follow us on the World Wide Web at peace1075.com, the cable top box 970, TuneIn Radio, iPad, iPhone, and the Android, Facebook Hard Copy, and Twitter Hard Copy Bahamas. And so today, my friends, here we are. It's day 16, and the countdown continues for the re-electrification of the grid here, the Bahamas, on New Providence, in Grand Bahama, in North Andros. And people are just impatient. It's a simple thing. Nothing has changed from yesterday to today. The impatience continues to grow. They're now saying that they have under 12,000 households without electrical supply here on New Providence. That's what BPL and those are talking. And, a lot of people just don't get it. They don't believe what is being said about the number of people who are so impacted by the lack of electricity. It has to be somewhere around in the thousands. And, of course, tens of thousands is not as simple as a lot of people believe it may be. And while some people have received the lights and the lights are back on, in some areas, a lot of people are complaining that in their areas it's just not happening. Now, of course, yesterday, BPL decided that they were going to have a parade of trucks, and they went down to the sports center where there's the new licensing authority at the sports center. It's been moved there because of the damage to the Clarence A. Bean building, and so they had to take the trucks down there, which some people looked at and say they had the trucks on parade. Leslie Miller, of course, is one of those individuals. But they took the trucks down there to be licensed so they can be on the streets of New Providence and get about doing the business of restoring the individual's electricity. And, a lot of this thing is just totally uncalled for, a lot of it. But, of course, the people who are in charge of BPL, they're trying, they say, their best to finish the job. And by the weekend, this is almost the weekend now, it's Wednesday. And by Thursday, Friday, they should have everybody up and running and everybody should be feeling good. That is what the promise is. Did they bring in reinforcement? Yes, the trucks came yesterday. Did they bring in some extra personnel? Yes, that is correct. And these are the facts of the matter. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the criticisms of what has been happening in the management of this whole process. But the facts are that they did bring in some people. The facts are that they did bring in some more trucks. The facts are that no matter what people are thinking, they are working and they're doing something to restore the power. Those are the facts. Now, the speculation and the belief and the suspicion is another story. And a lot of things are happening along those lines because we all been hearing all kinds of stories. All kinds of stuff have been happening. But at the end of the day, the business sector of New Providence are very concerned that electricity has not been restored to some key business districts, like in Centerville, like in Peardale, like in Pinedale, like in the Madeira Street shopping area. All of those places are concerned about what's going on with BPL. And so today we expect that we may hear from BPL and those to at least give an update as to where they are on this thing and create some presence, show some presence in the place, so that people just don't keep thinking that, the job that you all have been doing is completely lousy and that they're not pleased or impressed whatsoever. But, turning to some other things for a bit here on the show today, we've got to tell you that this idea was a bad idea. This hurricane tax, a very, very bad idea. And as I moved about and talked about it with people who I ran into just here and there, everybody is cussing Christie and his government if they even try to implement it. Of course, we now understand that Christie and him have backed off from that. This was an idea that Christie came up with, perhaps lost or short on ideas. In the spur of the moment, people are throwing all kinds of questions at him as he's doing a walkabout on the south coast of New Providence. And, he perhaps just said something very careless about, we may have to come up with some kind of hurricane tax, sometimes thinking off the top of his head of these kinds of things is not a good thing to just say to media, because really the truth is a dumb idea. Just a dumb idea. It's dumb politically. It's a dumb idea. Thank you very much. That's what it was. Now, of course, the interesting thing about this whole dumb idea is that there were people who support the Progressive Liberal Party, according to the Tribune. The source that I'm quoting now is the Tribune, that says that, there were people who supports them, members of that government, members of that party, who were all up they were loving it. They were saying, yes, Christie has got an idea and he's going to do this, and this is fantastic. And they gave no thought to what it really means. Just because we need some monies and just because the pressure is on for poor spending and poor management all this time from the IMF, from the Moody's people, from the other people like the likes of what's it called, who like to downgrade Standards and Poor's, because Christie now feels the pressure. Christie feels the pressure of these people saying what they are saying, and more than likely we will be reduced to junk-bond status. More than likely. I think he anticipates that. I think because of all that's going on, the economy has not grown, not by 5%, not by 1.5%, nothing of that nature. We already know the forecast. The forecast is that you all are going to see the junk bond status sometime soon, if something urgent and enormous does not happen. We know that the Bahama deal is one of, we're just hoping that that happens, wishing and hoping and hoping and wishing. And we heard some traction on the Bahama deal that I'll turn my attention to in just a minute. But you see, because of all of these things, Christie feels pressured, and rightly so, that the junk bond status element may be a fact in a short time from now. And he's worried about it. And I can't blame him to be worried, but this is the time not to be worried. This is the time to find the necessary ideas to come up with to make us be okay as the country. So he has that. Then he has this hurricane. This hurricane came out of nowhere, just destroyed this country. Just put a lot of pressure on Christie even more. And so he said something loose with this hurricane tax. Now, I'm not going to beat him up too much for it because I just think it was a dumb idea. I'll leave it as that. The dumb idea. To even say it, to utter it, was not so advisable. And I don't know if he can blame Baltram Bethel or any of those people to tell him to say something like that. I don't think that they did. But this is the Christie trying to find a way to sound like he's on top of things. And that's what happened. But when you really think of it, a hurricane tax, no matter how small the impact, is just one more tax too much. I mean, from a political point of view, here's the dumb idea. Here's why I call it a dumb idea. From a political point of view, how are you going to catch any flies when you use vinegar? The tax is a vinegar. It's vinegar. It's not honey. That's why it's a dumb idea. So even from a political point of view, you would think that he would shy away from that and don't talk no foolishness. Don't talk no craziness. But that's what happens with pressure. Pressure bursts pipe. And that's why I'm saying it was a dumb idea. Now, we've gotten that. Let's hope that we have disavowed Mr. Christie and all of his other cabinet colleagues away from such a foolish thing. Can't work. Find something else to deal with if you're looking at trying to grow this economy and try to pay the bills. How about having the cojones to talk about a real tax where it's needed? An income tax where some other people who are very wealthy get a clean break. But nobody wants to talk about that. And since they don't want to talk about that, I leave it right there because you know what to do. But not even them want to be taxed. But don't bring no tax to us. Don't bring another tax in. Because there will be serious consequences and repercussions if you try to bring another tax in. It's as simple as that. That's not a threat. That's a promise. You think that these people can take another tax? Stay right there. So what would Christie do? He has to now go and find monies in a fund to do what? To help these people get back on their feet. He has to find the creative juices to get flowing, to find out how he's going to help his civil servants to get back on their feet. He has to find the necessary ideas to make sure that the workforce, everyone who is taxed to the limit and who is, what the thing is, max out, they say, in loans We're in a bad state. We are in a bad state. When you look at the real economic situation that we're in, we're in a bad state. People don't save no money. They've not been encouraged to save. They've gone and mortgaged out everything that you can think of. They got mortgage on TV, mortgage on furniture, mortgage on bed, mortgage on house, mortgage on car. By the time as they take those things, when you look at the debt ratio of what they have as it compares to their gross, what they bring in every year in salary, they maxed out. If they got $25 left at the end of every month, they good. And that's because we haven't put in place any kind of effective streamlined measures to prevent this kind of national collapse economically for people. There's no national savings plan. There's no kind of government intervention to ensure that the people who are working for the government cannot max out their salaries the way that they have. And that's the real McCoy. You do your own quick check and you'll know. I worked in the public service. I worked in the government. I can tell you, these people, that's what happened. Now, I'm not blaming them because the slackness in the system allows them to borrow here, borrow there. Don't you see what has happened? They have allowed the merchant class in this country to influence this national workforce in so much ways that every time you look at an ad in the newspapers, what do you see? Hey, if you're a government employee, please come this way, we'll give you a loan. This is for only government employees. Only government employees are invited. Only government employees. Because it's sure money. And so the government employees are paying the price and trying to pay off all these loans. No matter how much the good banks out there, those nice commercial banks try to consolidate all of these loans, it's not going to happen. And that's where responsible government comes into place, because they can, in fact, control the fact that people ought not to be able to